Hi guys, should be Monday morning when you're watching this, so good Monday morning. I hope you guys had a good weekend. You ready to get started again, do something, keep yourself occupied? All right, well, hey Miss Addie, come here kitty kitty. Oh, you little chicken. I was going to show you Miss Addie, but she took off. All right, come here kitty 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 kitty. Come here, come here kitty 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 kitty. She's like the fattest cat in the whole world. Don't be offended, Addie. And fluffiest. All right, anyway, I don't guess she's going to cooperate. So we're going to do the spiral review again. What's going to happen Monday, I'm going to do the first 5 on Monday. Then you'll do the first 5 on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then you'll have Monday and Tuesday to do those. Then on Wednesday, I'll come in and I'll do the last 5 on Monday. And you'll do the last 5 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then, all right. Yeah, girl. This is this fluff ball. I don't know if y'all can hear her. She's purring up a storm. Yeah, they can't see how chunky you really are, though. No, they can't. All right, so that'll give you 2 days for the first 15 problems, and then 2 days for the next 15 problems. So the first 15 will be due Tuesday. The second 15 will be due Thursday. All right, so let's see what we got. Oh, I got to call that up. I almost forgot about that part. All right, I'm going to do the screen share. Let me see. All right. We got that part. Now I have to find the worksheet because I was trying to call them up before. There's one. All right, so it looks like the first problem is multiplication, which you know, and I showed you a couple of different ways. So let's just do it again just to go over a couple more ways. We've got 23. Isn't this the same problem we did? That one is, yes. I will lose my mind. All right. Let me pause this video for just a minute and make sure that I have saved the right paper. Okay, guys, so let's see if we have to go through all that baloney again. And we do. Patty, you're knocked my seat over, or my table over. She's a wild woman cat. Okay. All right, so the first one is 18 times 342. Let's do it the standard algorithm first. We've got 342 times 18. Guys, if you're a whiz at multiplication and you don't need this, just fast forward along my video a little bit so you don't have to sit and watch it, and that's okay. Some people might want to watch it. You can always go back and, take it back and watch a step again. The one thing about the distance learning is you make it fit for you, okay? Everybody's at their own level, so you make it fit for you. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is start in my ones place. Of course, I have to take the 8 times each of the digits in the 300 number. So I have 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 4, 32. And I'm going to carry, oh, and I forgot my 1 up here. 8 times 2 was 16 with my 1 carried. 8 times 4 is 32. I'm going to add my carried 1, which would be 33. Now I'm going to carry my 3. I have 8 times 3, 24, plus 3 more, 27. Okay. Now I'm going to go on to my tens place. I'm done with the ones place. So I'm going to put my 0 in my ones place to hold the place, my ghost 0. I'm going to take my 1 times each of those places. I'm going to have 1 times 2, 1 times 4, and 1 times 3. And then we're going to add it all up. We have 6, 5, 7, and 4 is 11. We're going to carry our 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we have 6,156. Now, let me see. I'm going to check it just because I got myself sideways there for a minute. Make sure that I didn't just lead you guys down the wrong way. Because that would be quite embarrassing on video now, wouldn't it? We got it. All right. It's so hard not to, when I'm videoing, Hattie, are you crazy? To pause and wait for your response. It's, why is that not erasing? Oh, I erased my problem and I didn't want to because I wanted to show you a couple more ways. Okay. I believe it was 18 times 342. All right. We didn't do the lattice method last time, so I thought I would do the lattice method this time. Now you guys remember I'm not a pro at lattice, so we're going to try it out together. We've got 18, and we've got 342. Oh, I just realized I left Daisy on the porch. And I hear her making noise out there because she is not happy with me about it. And see, my lines are not very straight. All right, I'm going to pause you guys for a minute and let the dog in. Well, no, I'm just going to let the dog in because if I pause, I can video. Okay, so I'm going to start with my 3. I'm going to take the 3 times the 8 and times the 1. So the first thing I've got, hi Benji, is the 3 times 8 is 24. I put my 24 in here. 3 times 1 is 3. Now I'm going to go to my 4. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 1 is 4. Then I go down to the 2. 2 times 8 is 16. And 2 times 1 is 2. Now we add up those diagonals. Let's use this color. So we've got 6 by itself, bringing on down the 6. We've got 2, 2, and 1, and give us 5. We've got 4 and 3 is 7, plus 4 more is 11. We're going to put our first one there and carry the next one up here by this 2. We've got 1 and 2 is 3, plus 3 more is 6. And then we have nothing else to carry. So we have 6,156. All right, so we got the same answer that way. So we've done a lattice method now. Okay, Benji, get down, buddy. All right, let me see what our next problem is. All right. All right, now we know 13 cannot go into 3. We're going to go over and we're going to make that 3, put it with the 2, and we have 32. 13 can go into 32 2 times. And 2 times 13 is 26. I'm trying to remember how Mrs. Powell showed me to do this the short way. So 26 and we'd have 12. I don't know how to do the short way. She'd have to show me again. All right, so 12 minus 6 is 6. Now I'm going to bring down my 5, and I have 13 into 65. So let's see, 13 could go into 65. Remember how I said I would start at a 10? Well, 130 is definitely too much. But half of 130 would be what? Think about that for a second. Think it might be 65? You want to try it? Okay. Well, let's see. Half of 10 would be 5, right? So let's take 13 times 5. 5 times 3 is 15. Then I'm going to carry my 1. 5 times 1 is 5, and you add the 1, and you get a 6. So we know our 13 times a 5 gives us 65. And 5 times 13 is 65. We subtract it, and we do not have a remainder. Okay. Now, some parents might hear that and say, what did she just say? So, kids, if you remember when we were getting into some bigger numbers and we were dividing them, and you were going, well, I don't know how many times that goes in there. And I told you division sometimes is, you're almost guessing numbers, it seems like. Well, if it's too big a number, remember I said, well, let me just do this. Maybe I have 150 divided by 13, and I'm not going to make the house, and I just look at it. And I'm thinking, okay, let me look at that. Well, I know that 13 times 10 is 130. So I know that's close, don't I? So if I go up 11, let's see, what would 11 get me? 13 times 10 would be 130. And then 11 would just be one more 13. And that would be 143, right? So I would say 150 divided by 13. Let me go ahead and write it in the house. Be 11. I think I just lost you guys the way I just did that. The remainder is 7. In fact, I know I probably did it. Anyway, when you're doing it and you have a big number, remember, start with the 10. And if the 10 is way too high, go backwards 5. Multiply times 5. Are you still too high or are you too low now? So what's in between 5 and 10? All right. You just start narrowing down your numbers. Benji, get down, buddy. My husband's at work tonight, so I don't have anybody to keep Benji off of me. And when I talk, he thinks I'm talking to him. All right. Anyway, so I know I probably just made that all worse, but you guys remember what we did. Okay, find the sum. The sum is addition. You can add. I know you can. We're going to do this one just to remind you. Look at these decimals in a row. See those? Addition, subtraction, decimals are always lined up. 3 plus 2 is 5. 2 plus 1 is 3. Just bring that decimal down. And then 8 plus 4 is 12. Okay, the next one is 98 and 19 hundredths minus 14 and 3 hundredths. Okay, let's see. Again, look at these decimals in a row, lined up, or in a column, not a row. 9 minus 3 is 6. 1 minus 0 is 1. Bring that decimal down. 8 minus 4 is 4. And 9 minus 1 is 8. 84 and 16 hundredths. Okay. Now some fractions, and we're going to simplify these fractions. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of ways. I'm going to start with the 2/8 just because I want to, I guess. All right. I know these can simplify, and they're not going to give you ones that can't simplify at this point. So the only thing that can go into a 2 is a 1 and a 2. All right. Well, to simplify it, the 1 isn't going to simplify it. It's going to leave it the same, isn't it? So we're going to have to use the 2. So we're going to divide it by the 2, which means I have to divide the bottom by the 2. Because what I do to the top, I also have to do to the bottom. Math is about balance. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. And can 8 be divided by 2? I should ask you that already. It can. And it's 4. Okay? So 2/8 is the same as 1/4. All right. When you do this, and I should have asked you first, you have to say, okay, well, 2 can go into 2, but can 2 go into 8 also? And it can't. Let's see. If I had, let me think. 15 over 21. Just look at that one. Okay? Think about that one for a minute. All right. Now, while you're thinking about it, let's go on to our 8/10, and then we're going to come back to it, okay? Now, an 8/10, when we did 2/8, 2 could go into 8 also. So that would have been easy. 8 can't go into 10. 10 can't be divided by 8. So we have to think of a number that can be divided, that both of these numbers can be divided by, sorry. So I'm going to think about my factors of 8 and 10. And this is where we started writing our factors down on the tables or down at the bottom. If you remember, I would do like 8 and 10. All right. And I would say, well, no, I wouldn't do it that way on that one. I can't believe I just hit the wrong button. Sorry, guys. All right, let's do, it was 8/10. I would say 1 times 8, right? And 2 times 4. Is there anything else? No. So I would have 1, 2, 4, and 8. Okay. Now, then I would look at 10 because we have to get a factor that goes into both of them. So I could figure my factors of 10, which would be 1 times 10, 2 times 5. And can you think of anything else? I can't. 1, 2, 5, and 10. Now I'm going to pick the greatest common factor. You remember me talking about that, the GCF. That means the largest factor, because we want to get the smallest number because we want this to be simplified. And the greatest factor they have in common is the 2. I'm going to divide these both by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay. I believe the problem that I made up was 15 over 21. So we're going to do it. All right, and I've had you kind of look at it for a minute. So we're going to have to find the factors. Some people can see it and just go, this goes in that, and that and this goes in that. And you will get there too. But for now, let's write them. All right, so let's look at 15. We have 1 times 15. 2 doesn't go in there. 3 times 5 does. And if you'll look, the only number between 3 and 5 is 4. And 4 doesn't go into 15, so we know this is all of our factors for 15. Now let's go over here to 21. We have 1 times 21. 2 doesn't go in there. It isn't an even number. 3 goes into 21. 3 times 7. Let's see, 4 would be next. 4 doesn't go into 21. 5 doesn't go into 21 because it then doesn't end with a 0 or a 5. And 6 doesn't go into 21. And then 7 would be next. We've already used it. So that's all our factors for 21. So we have 1, 3, 5, and 15. And 1, 3, 7, and 21. Remember, we're looking for the GCF, or the greatest common factor, okay? Greatest meaning largest, common meaning they both have it the same, factor meaning it's multiplied toward another times another digit to make that number. Okay. The largest digit that they have in common is the 3. So we'll divide it top and bottom by 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 21 divided by 3 is 7. Okay? That is simplifying a fraction. Something I think I'm going to do this week for you guys is I'm going to do not a vocabulary test, but I want to practice some of our vocabulary a little bit, especially things like greatest common factor, least common multiple. Those are things I really want you guys to know. So those are things we'll start to work on some more. Anyway, I think that was our first 5. So you have today and tomorrow to do those 5 on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then I'll have another video for you on Wednesday. I hope you guys have a good Monday and Tuesday. See you later, guys.